All right, it's the afternoon of October 11th, and really this is my first hunt, technically. So Justin and I slipped into a muddy box blind off of what we call Jimbo's Ridge, and we're tucked in the edge of a cornfield, and in front of us we have an awesome clover field, and then also we planted a green patch here of some turnips, radishes, and winter rye. So the deer are just annihilating this spot. It's super secluded, and tons of Cuddy Lake pictures of does working through here. So we don't have anybody really on the major hit list right now. So we're just going to come in here and try to get a few does out of the herd and fill the freezer out a little bit. But I'm kind of excited. You know, it's going to be 32 degrees tonight. Had a major cold front come in last night, and the deer should really be on their feet. So I'm getting ready to hopefully use the Hoyt, let the full metal jackets roll, and we should have an awesome sit here tonight. That's that big head. That's that heavy deer you filmed at the point stand. Yeah. Another one coming. Yeah. All right, we're just bringing you a quick update here. We've had about 3 groups of does come out, a couple fawns, and had a nice little bachelor group of 2-year-old bucks come through here. One of those deer is kind of like going to be super excited about what the future holds for him. He's got some great mass, got some stickers, got a little junk going for his age. It's got some good future potential with him. So. All right, as you can kind of see there, it kind of got chaotic on us. We had a nice group of about 8 does coming out and working our direction, and then the bucks kept filtering in behind them, and as we kind of expected, they were going to kind of start pushing a little bit, and I kind of had my pick of shooting out the side window, and it was getting ready to happen, and chaos kind of took over, and bucks kind of spoiled it. As you can kind of see with that 3-year-old, he kind of took after a doe really, really hard, and so they're kind of feeling it a little bit, this cold temperatures, and so we kind of missed our opportunity there a little bit, and kind of got a little too choosy on which one we were going to shoot, and just had a little 10-pointer sneak out of the back corner again, and so we're hopeful that we'll get at least one more group to swing through here right at last dark. But otherwise, if we don't bring anything else to you, we'll be empty nesters this evening. But awesome sit. I've seen some awesome deer, and it was productive. It was fun. Beautiful out.
Hey guys, Jim with Antler University. It's Matt and I's first hunt together for the season. It's October 12th, and we're hoping to take advantage of this cold front that we got hit with here in the last 48 hours. We're pretty excited about it. I guess we have quite a bit of wind today, so some people obviously that could be a downside, but on the upside, maybe we'll get away if we have a little bit of extra movement or something. So we're gonna be sitting on the edge of a cut bean field, trying to capitalize on their movement back and forth from big timber out into these ag fields. So we've got a lot of activity on the cameras here on this farm. Specifically tonight, we're going to be trying to go after Hugh. He's been really active on our cameras, but more into the evening still. We don't have very many at all, really, daylight pictures of him, but he's further to our west. So we're trying to stay on the edge. We're not trying to get super aggressive in on him and get in there and try to push him out of this area. So we're on an edge here, hoping he comes out. We know we're gonna see a lot of deer. This is a really good viewing stand to be able to kind of inventory what's around right now. So we're gonna sneak up in there, get up in the lone wolf, and hunker down, and we should be starting to see some deer here in the next 45 minutes or so. Well, it's about 5:15 and still no deer movement. Doesn't really surprise us. I mean, it's awful windy. But we're keeping our eyes peeled here. We got our Cuddy Link email and checked it. I stand corrected. Hugh's definitely on his feet in daylight, but it was this morning. About 7:30, 7:15. Went right by a stand that Matt and I were really contemplating on going to tonight, but really didn't want to push in there after him until we saw some daylight activity. So if we don't see him tonight, we'll definitely be game planning that, but he's only about, from that picture anyway, 500 yards to our west here, so he could just as easily show up here tonight. So we're optimistic at least to get him in some daylight movement. Still real strong winds out of the southwest. Hoping for some movement tonight. Hopefully Hugh makes an appearance.
Well, it is the evening of October 13th. Heading back over to the 160 tonight. It's where Hunter killed his 2 does last weekend. Aaron was not able to hunt tonight. He had some prior arrangements, so I'm going to do my best to try to do a self-film tonight. So I'm going to sit on a little clover pocket right up against some corn. It's very secluded. We've never actually hunted the spot. Kind of excited to see just what's walking around and what's moving. So if nothing else, it'll be kind of a scouting mission just to try out the spot and see what it looks like. But it's been a nice cold front all weekend. It's 63 degrees tonight, so has warmed up just a little, but we've got a west wind about 15 miles an hour. It's not quite as bad as it was last night. Aaron and I had hunted last night, and the winds were, oh man, I bet you it was 20 to 25, and deer just did not move. It was just too windy, so it's laid down a little bit, but it's still pretty breezy tonight. Looks like maybe around sunset or so it's supposed to drop off, so we'll give it a try. It's always good just to go sit in the tree, so I'm gonna hop up in the lone wolf set and see if I can't self-film me shooting a doe tonight. That just worked out really good. I had a big mature doe come right down along the edge of the corn here. She worked into the clover right in front of me here and gave me a perfect shot at 25 yards. Looked like I hit her perfect right in the lungs. She actually walked out in the corn, stood there for a few minutes, and then walked right here on the edge of the grass and fell over. So perfect spot for me to get the truck to her and get her out. As you can see, the wind's still blowing pretty good, but we've got about an hour and a half yet before dark, so I'm gonna just sit back and see what else comes through here tonight. But perfect scenario, exactly what we set this spot up for. Having this clover spot right off the corn, just really secluded. These deer feel really safe moving in here.
And she worked right through. Perfect, right in front of the tree stand. Nice big doe.
Hey guys, welcome to Antler University. Jim and Matt and I are in a tree again chasing Hugh. Came back, pushed in on him deeper today. We've got a lot of good activity on him in this camera here right in front of us, and actually yesterday morning he was right here 15 yards from the set, like 7:30 in the morning. So we got a really good wind for this set. It's pushing it back up over our shoulder, back into this CRP here. So we really expect him to be coming here from our west or northwest. So he should never wind us, but I'm confident that he's bedded back up in here somewhere in this big timber. Hopefully gets on his feet early with this cold front. Comes through in this little area we call the bridge here, and offers us a good 15-yard shot. Well, Matt and I just got back to the shop, and we did not get any deer tonight. You know, one thing, Matt and I, a lot of the ground we hunt is off permission. We have a real small lease, and then we own a little bit of ground. But mainly we're on permission, and we, you know, kind of pride ourselves in that. We have, you know, pretty fortunate and blessed, and we have a lot of places to hunt, a lot on permission. But with that, there's always neighbors. You know, we don't have a real just giant chunk of solid ground with nobody really around. So tonight, you know, right about power hour, you know, when you're starting to get real excited and stuff, we saw a doe come in to the CRP and then go back in the timber, and then all of a sudden a four-wheeler kind of cut loose to our north, and kids and stuff were having fun. It was a beautiful fall day, Sunday afternoon, so it's not surprising, you know, people are out enjoying their properties and you can't knock them for that. So we just kind of sat there and kind of hung out and watched a doe out in the CRP for a while, and then as soon as we started getting packed up to go, it's kind of like all of a sudden the switch got flipped, and there was does running around, and little bucks kind of came in out of the standing corn. I mean, I can't imagine how many deer are probably standing out in that standing corn, but overall it was a cool hunt. We're already game planning. Our next move will be this coming Wednesday, so you know, a few days away yet, but there's going to be a good cold front push in on Wednesday for us. We're going to hunt Wednesday afternoon, not in that same set, but next time we're in that same set will probably be Thursday morning. It's going to replicate the same conditions that we got Hugh on camera yesterday morning. Super cold, it was calm. So that'll be our game plan here, is kind of bide our time, get our gear ready. We pulled a Cuddy Link camera on the way out that the batteries were dead. So we're gonna get that swapped out and just kind of make sure our gear's right. These first few hunts for us in the season, we normally kind of get our bugs worked out. You know, there's always some issues that once you get up in the tree and actually start hunting that you realize, hey, I need maybe some batteries that we forgot to put in our pack, or, you know, an extra memory card for the camera in case something goes down. So overall, we'll just keep shooting our bow and keep monitoring our Cuddy Links and look forward to the next cold front.
Hello?
Yo.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. Just got off the phone with little Matt and heading into work for a few hours, and we're gonna go out this afternoon and try to hit this cold front.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
But Hugh's
Gotcha.
He's been all over cameras at my house now. So
Whoa, he's moving her.
yeah, dude, he's like moving all over the place, but I guess thankfully it's all over like the places where we have, you know.
Well, it's about 3:30, and Matt and I snuck up into the blind here, and I took the creek, like I said. It's perfect wind to access this set. As I was climbing the ladder to get up in the blind, I looked over here to the west, and there was some does over here smashing some. We got some big and beastie, frigid forage big and beastie planted over there, and they were really smoking it. But we got all the way up in here, and they just never even had a clue we were coming in. We got a little bit of a stiff breeze, so that definitely helped. But they had no clue we were here, so got in here. It's our first set in here for the year. Of course, we had to battle some wasps and stuff like that. But they were thankfully not too spry, since it's been kind of cold with this cold front. So target buck here tonight is Hugh. We're pretty confident we should see quite a bit of activity here tonight, we hope. No reason not to. There's a lot of food out here. We got clover, turnips, beans, big and beastie. We got a little bit of quite the smorgasbord out here, and there's been a lot of deer in this plot, this whole area here.
since we put our cameras out. So keeping our fingers crossed, still got quite a bit of time. Hopefully Hugh makes an appearance right here for us and offers us a nice little 20-30 yard shot. Well, it's about a little bit before 5, and starting to get quite a few deer out in the field here. There's a bunch of does and fawns. Just had a little fawn come out of the thicket here to our east where we know they bed at. Came out and hammered some turnips, and right now she's just seeing the other pile of does that are over there on that big and beastie. So we still got quite a bit of time, getting excited to see all the activity. Well, we had a couple does and a fawn come in pretty much at last light. Well, a little bit earlier, they worked their way south, and then they came right down the edge here, just kind of exactly how we set up this blind to hunt, which was cool to see since this is our first hunt out of this blind. But the second doe, the big doe, she didn't have a fawn with her, so I targeted her, and I guess just having the soft spot, letting the doe with the fawn go by, which she offered us probably even better shots and a lot better camera light. But this second doe, she was kind of hanging back, and I opened up the side window and made the shot, and she didn't go but, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 yards from the plot and dumped over. So we got out, and everything's so thick still with the, the radishes we planted in these beans, and the beans and the rye, everything's good and green in here, so there's still a ton of food for them. But I'm sure she's just right up here, so we're just going to take a short walk, and no real need to try to really follow a blood trail through these beans, but we know she just dropped right up here, so we're going to go check her out and recover her. There's a lot of food in here. There's a white belly. Good sign to see. Get some meat on the table. There she is. Big old doe. So yeah, my arrow, it passed through her, but it's just getting so darn dark I couldn't see it. I don't have my nocturnals on right now. Actually, I just ordered some more. They should be in any day, so I'm looking forward to getting those back on. But so I didn't have any lighted knock or nothing to see, but that rage you can just see from here. It really, man, it really opened her up. And like I said, she didn't go but probably 30-35 yards from the shot, and dumped over here in the beans. Nice, quick, ethical kill is what we like. So I'm sure Hoyt and Hadley will be really excited, because this isn't something I obviously bring back every day as a deer for them. So they always laugh about how Uncle Matt and Dad go out hunting all the time, but we don't bring back that many deer. So we try to target specific deer instead of just shooting everything we see. But pretty excited about this. This will be a good night, and get the kids out here, and we'll get her recovered.
Daddy.
We'll go get it, and you can come out and look at it, okay?
Why you got paint on?
So they couldn't see my face.